Hi, this is Amanda Hyman, the Teen Sex Book Coordinator for the Masakhane Center.
And I'm Keinetta McCann, the Teen Sex Educator for Masakhane Center.
And today we're going to be talking about the recent repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell.
Now that the Don't Ask, Don't Tell policy that prevented openly gay men and women from serving in military is being repealed, how long would it be before this historic change takes place? The Wall Street Journal writes yesterday morning, the task of lifting the ban will likely take months to go through. Once the changes becomes law with President Barack Obama's signature, the military will need to revise policies and regulations that govern everything from leadership training to standards of conduct. And before the policy officially ends, the President, the Secretary of Defense, and the Chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff must sign a letter certifying that the changes wouldn't affect military readiness. Full repeal would take effect 60 days after that certification letter is transmitted to the Congressional Armed Services Committees. The Los Angeles Times also added that until the repeal takes effect, gay and lesbian service members will be discharged because of their sexual orientation.
In an email addressed to Air Force members regarding the recent repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell, this was said. It is important to understand that the President's signing of the new bill into law does not mean the Don't Ask, Don't Tell law will be repealed immediately. Instead, the congressional language stipulates that repeal occurs 60 days after certification and that the necessary policies and regulations have been prepared to implement repeal. The repeal must be consistent with standards of military effectiveness, unit cohesion, recruiting, and retention of the armed forces. To repeat, the implementation and certification process will not happen immediately. It will take time. Meanwhile, the current law remains in effect. All Air Force members should conduct themselves accordingly. In the coming days and weeks, as we prepare for the repeal, we will provide education and training material to help all airmen understand what is expected in a post-repeal environment. So some discussion questions that we had. Even with Don't Ask, Don't Tell being repealed, I wonder if the long process that it's about to go through is still going to leave gays vulnerable to homophobia in the military. Like, it's kind of a window period, you know? And so the time that it's going to take might be potentially dangerous.
Yeah, like most difficult.
Yeah. And then also when the policy officially ends, when the 60 days finally does go by and it ends, will members of the military still remain closeted? Like, do you think that anti-gay and homophobic actions are still going to happen?
I believe so.
Yeah.
I think that just because it's a policy doesn't mean that they're going to abide by the law.
Exactly. Just because you put a policy out there doesn't mean that everyone's going to pay attention to it.
Yeah.
So, but comment on the video and let us know what you think.